Howdy y'all, and welcome to another day of work on Thornton Farm. Look at this big old dude. I have just rented this for 2 hours. 2 hours. And it's rolling back down the hill. It'll be fine though. Alright, but yeah, I rented it for 2 hours, which means we have 2 hours to finish 2 fields. Because we have one right there. And then we're also going to go by field 28. Up there in the top right, like top near the roundabout there, because it's sugar beet as well. Now I could have rented like, the other harvester or something like that. It'd probably be even cheaper than this thing. But the Homer DLC is just amazing. It is just it's like top of the line. They've done a great job on it. It looks amazing. It works great. Now the trailer we're going to use is the little one. I can't remember what it's called, but I got it hooked to the pickup over here. It's right there. So yeah, let's see. We wouldn't be doing this yet, except for the fact. Okay, so that's right. I've already finished the harvest on 11. Is it 11? Yeah, the big field. I already harvested it, fertilized it, planted it, all that stuff. I replanted it in corn. There's a little bit of lag. But yeah, I replanted it in corn because I need tons and tons of silage. Because I get the feeling that silage is probably gonna, the price may come up quite a bit in the near future. So we need to try to accommodate an increase in price, if you know what I'm saying. But we're trying to increase our amount of barley, our amount of silage, and I bought some more beef cows. We're trying to work the market basically. We got an insider telling us what we need. Now something I'm wondering is, since I have does that crush my crops? Well, it doesn't. This didn't look like it does. I was wondering about that. If you turn really tight around the curve, does the back tires crush the crops? It doesn't look like it does. It might be, but it doesn't look like it. Whoop. I don't want to miss any, because sugar beets and potatoes, like the yield's not really the greatest in the first place, so you don't really want to miss any. But we're going to see how many we can get out of this field and the other field, and I don't know what we're going to plant them in. We got enough corn. It'll probably be something we don't have. Maybe we'll just do potatoes. Which our magic giant planter also does potatoes, but we'll probably just use it. I mean, it's probably going to be controversial because it's not actually a potato planter. But it should work. It'll do the job anyway. Now there's been a couple of days that I haven't had videos come out, but I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. Life happens, that sort of stuff. I think most everybody understands that sort of thing. YouTube's really just a hobby for people like me. And as much as I would love to be like, alright, YouTube takes precedence, whatever, it just doesn't, I've got things going on. But we're back. At least for now. We'll see. There's like, what is this, Tuesday? So we have about a week. We have about a week until FS17 comes out. So we have about probably 5-6 episodes, 4 or 5 episodes, something like that, to really do as much as we can on this farm. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, I think, doing some of this stuff, just because the deadline we have, which we could continue this, but I don't think we're going to. I'll keep the save files and stuff just in case I feel like going back, and because you never know, we might go back at some point and kind of reminisce the FS15 days. But it's probably going to be a lot like going from FS15 to 13, or from 13 to 15. I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot of going back, just because Giants make such a huge leap from one to the next. They add so much extra content that you just can't go back. This yield's actually doing really good. We're actually doing fairly well. It actually looks like we're going to fit this whole field into this combine without emptying it one time. I mean, that is just crazy. But like I said, the yield for sugar beets really isn't that high anyway. So that's why we're trying to make the best of it. I probably should only rented this for like an hour. But I wasn't sure how long it was going to take me. You know, we've still got to drive this all the way up to that other field. So we'll just kind of see. I've already went and checked the price. I called the guy that owned it. He said he wants about, I think he said 16,000 for it. We've got that. Even after renting this harvester, we've got that much. So we should be good on buying the field. As long as he still wants to sell it by the time we get there. And one thing I would kind of like to see in FS17 that is not in FS15 and 13 and all that stuff, that I don't know how hard it'd be to like implement it, but like if there was an economy, like, oh, I'm doing the wrong thing here. I need to just leave one row. I'm gonna leave it on that side, on the left. But if there was economy for real estate, if there was price changing, you know, like maybe like not hourly, maybe just daily, you know, every day at noon or something like that, the real estate market assesses itself or something like that. You know, maybe it goes up, maybe it goes down. So then you actually have to watch, you know, and maybe it'll be in your PDA that how the real estate market's doing. If it's up from yesterday, down from yesterday, you know, so you got to monitor it. And then, like, if you're wanting to buy a field, then you go check the price, and then you just pay attention to the market, and you're just like, all right, I got this much money. Hopefully tomorrow the market will be down. You know, if it goes down one day, it's like, well, maybe I should wait a day. You know, maybe I should wait, and then let's see. Then you could, you know, it'd be debatable, because if you wait, then you may not get it. I don't know. I don't really know. Oh, we got 97%. We just barely got the field fit in here. Does this go in that trailer? Yes, it does. Is it going to fill that trailer? It's probably going to overfill that trailer. To be honest. It is. 50% exactly. 50% exactly. We're just going to drive this over here. We'll park it right there. And we'll go over here and get our pickup and dump it in there. Luckily, the storage is right there. So I don't have to go over. Whoa. What's going on here? I keep downloading mods, and I've basically completely started like disregarding what it's saying in my log. So we're probably going to experience a little bit of lag. Because I keep adding one mod after another and not deleting any that are causing errors, you know. So hopefully it doesn't get too bad. If it starts getting too bad, then I'll start actually deleting ones that have errors. But anytime you have like an overabundance of mods, then it's bound to happen. Well, that pile's not getting real big, is it? Guess maybe I'm just used to a bigger trailer or something. Goes down there in the back. There we go. I was wondering why it wasn't coming in. Alright, so that should empty the combine completely. Right? No, 4.4%. That's okay. So we know now that when the combine when that harvester gets to 50%, then it will fill this trailer. Ooh. Our numbers is going up, right? Sugar beets, 41,000, 42,000. Okay. So we're good on that aspect. Alright, so now we just need to fold the harvester up. Oh, wait, we can't fold the harvester up. We're going to have to empty it. I can't drive down the road like it is. At least I don't want to. Alright, get the harvester folded up. And then we will be on our way. The truck is behind me, which I never even noticed. Like, I never realized that follow me is actually a worker. Like, it actually charges you money. I did not know that. But it's going to help if he follows me. It's going to help a lot. Now, what's the best way to get there? I think it's to go kind of through the country to the road over there, I think. But we will try. I think it's to take a... If you take a right here and kind of go... You'll come out by the store. And then I think that's the best way to get there. You following me? No. He is stuck. Alright, so he's following me now. He seemed to have a little bit of trouble making the corner. I don't know if I'm even be able to go this way though. Because I don't know if this header... There's actually a trailer for this header, isn't there? If I remember right, there's a header for this trailer. Yep, right there. We'll see if we can make it. If we can't make it, then I'll get the header trailer. I don't know. Or I'll turn around and go back the other way. You can always back into that field there. Our corn's ready. I don't know if you guys knew that, but our corn is ready in that field. We should be able to make it over this bridge. A little bit hairy there, but it'll work. Now that bridge is a different story. We can always go around this bridge if I want to, though. We're gonna make it. Like scraping the paint on both sides. Holy cow. Right, up at field 28 now. And how much did he want for it? 16. There's a bit of flickering, wasn't it? That was weird. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? How about we kind of go in like this? And the truck will probably get stuck, but that's okay, because we'll deal with it. Jump out of there while it's still rolling. Why are you stuck? This thing is always getting stuck. And we can just shut that off. That's fine. And... Oops, wrong button. That's not what it... Shut off. And we're off. We are off and running. This field is much larger. Much larger. I guess I'm kind of glad I actually rented it for 2 hours now. Much better. So I got the combine field once. I've only done like a few headlands. Like I went back and forth like a bunch of times on one end. On both ends, and then a couple of times up and down on one side. I'm actually cutting through here to see if it's any faster. I think it should be. It looks like a road. I think it's a road. It's just got gates. I don't think the guy will care. It should be a little bit faster, I think. We could probably cut through one of these fields, but we don't own any of them, and there's no roads. I don't want to cut through right at the field. Slow down. Oops. It's a little bit rough to drive sometimes. But I think the plan is going to be fill the combine and then just run back and forth twice, jump in the trailer until we get all of it in. Because I don't think I really need a big trailer. It would help out a lot if I had a big trailer. I don't think my auger wagon, I don't think it would support it. No, it doesn't. I don't think my tipper supports it, because I don't think it lists anything. I'm gonna download a different one, but I didn't. Oh well. I guess we'll just haul it with this. You know, 21,000 liters at a time. And we're back in the combine. I guess it's not really... Is this a combine? I guess it would be a combine. We'll just call it the harvester. The Homer harvester. We're using its fancy little GPS system over here to tell the harvester where to go. Got our pickup over there. We're at 35% again. We're actually doing pretty good. The 2 trips back and forth gets a little bit monotonous, or whatever you call it. A little boring on the second trip, because you've already done it twice. It's not too bad though. The turning. You gotta turn and turn, and then just gotta like click it back in. And it knows right where to go. This GPS stuff's crazy. I've actually seen real tractors going through a field GPS. It's actually kind of neat and crazy. My uncle farms, and he still does. When he seeds, he does the. I can't remember what it's called now. The thing that comes off the side over there. I'll probably think of it here in a minute. Give me a second. My brain works a little slow sometimes. We'll get her though. I bet we'll be able to fill this harvester probably 3 times, I would say. We may not even fill it the 3rd time all the way. Sugar beet yield is very, very low, even on a regular basis. 59 minutes. I'd say we'll make it. We're doing pretty good time right now. Doing pretty good. I would say we're close to about halfway on this field. It's kind of hard to tell the way it's set up, but I would say it's at least halfway. I am assuming that the Homer harvester, the Homer equipment, will be one of the primary things in FS17. It'll probably replace the whatever it is. I can't remember the other equipment. The Grim. Or maybe we'll just have both. I don't know. I would say that there's a good chance we'll probably have both. But I don't know. They may want to take the Grim out. I hope the Homer's in there. Since it's a DLC for FS15, I'm assuming it'll be standard for FS17. It's kind of standard operating procedure, I do believe. Because like FS13, the Titanium Edition was a DLC, and then FS15 came out, and one of the maps, like, you got all the Titanium equipment in FS15. But I think when FS17 comes out, we're gonna do the stock map, you know, for a long time. But we're probably gonna do the stock map as our big, you know, big farming map, and then I would like to try to do like the vintage equipment stuff, a lot of smaller stuff on a small farm. I mean, it could be like lots and lots and lots of fields, but at the same time, really small equipment. You know, things that just, you know, you just kind of get there, sit there. Like my little John Deere I got, my little Model A. You know, we'll have stuff like that running. You know, it might be a little tedious at times, but I think it'll be fun. You know, we'll just do that on occasion, just to have a little bit of farming enjoyment. Little antique farming going on. I think people can get down with it. I think some people enjoy it. I do. Some people like the old equipment. Just filling up the truck again. I think this will be about the 4th load out of this field, I think. Yeah, because this is the 2nd time I filled the combine. The combine should fit the rest of that in there. I'm really hoping it's only one more trailer load. But I don't know. I guess we're about to find out, though. Run this back to the farm. We're actually doing pretty decent as far as, you know, the amount goes. Because if this is the 4th... This is the 4th trailer load, and I get about 20... We'll just say 20,000. I mean, that's a little over 80,000 liters of sugar beets. So a little over 80 tons of sugar beets. I'm trying to keep track of it to see how much money we can actually get. Like, if we sold this right now, I could try to calculate how much money we would actually get. That way, because we could make the money back from the field. Possibly. How much does sugar beets sell for? Sugar beets right now, if I sold it, it'd be $7.97 a ton. Let me get my handy dandy calculator. So $7.97 times 80. We paid 16 grand for the field. I would get $63,000. So yeah, you know, pretty good. That's kind of obvious, I think. If you hold 80 tons times almost $1,000 per ton, you know, $750,000 per ton, it's you know, you're getting there. You only paid 16 grand for the field. I'll bet in no time we could probably be able to buy every field on this map and just be working it. I mean, just going crazy with it. One of the only issues with it is I'm not running course play. The course play can't really help us. It's just a lot of driving back and forth. It'd probably be beneficial. Like, we had every field and all that stuff when we'd been playing on this. If I'd started this map when it first came out, then we would probably we'd probably be doing course play and probably running every field on this map, doing something in it. We'd be really far along. But I'm gonna finish dumping this, head on back. We'll go ahead and harvest the rest of the sugar beets and we'll see what we got. We're just on the last little bit right here. I'm just kind of backing up, going forward and backward and that sort of thing. Oh wow, okay. So it looks like Mrs. Butcherman came in. We got 7 eggs today. 7 eggs. It's actually really good. 7.
Pretty.
And they're pretty. They're pretty eggs. That's what she says. She says they're pretty eggs. There's a sugar beet right there. There we go. Get her in there. Alright. Better shut this off. The store should come pick it up here in a little while. We had a little bit of time to spare on it. I think about 40 minutes or so, I think is what it was. I don't know. We'll go ahead and head this back to the farm. We'll dump it in there and we'll see how much we ended up with. I know we started with 57,000. Like 57 and a little bit of stuff. But we'll see what we end up with. Do some math. Do some math and see how much money that field was actually worth. We already know it's worth more than $16,000. The guy had already put the crop on it and everything. Planted it in sugar beet. Look at all these nice looking crops around here that we could buy and harvest up. We might try doing that in the next week. Just start buying all the fields. If we can manage it, that's what we'll do. I think this is the second video for this day. We'll run a little bit of 5 times speed for a little bit, just to kind of get the time a moving. Just get her dumped in here and we'll see what all we got. It must have just opened the back thing. There we go, that's a little bit faster. When that little back thing opens, it's not really that great. Alright, let's see. Do a bit of math in here. 150. Alright, so we made 104,000. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But that's going to be it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. And come back and see me, y'all here.